U.S. Elections 2024. Kamala Harris continues to lead Donald Trump.
Vin City flooded, many roads paralyzed.
Effectiveness of velvet antler deer farming model in Thái Hòa town.
Welcome to today's news. My name is Nguyễn Thị and I will be your guide through the day's latest update. According to the latest poll conducted by NBC and CBS, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris is showing signs of leading the former president in these surveys.
The survey results released on September 22 by NBC indicate that among 1,000 voters surveyed, 48% had a positive response for Harris, while Trump received only 38%. Meanwhile, CBS's survey shows Harris leading Trump by 4 percentage points, with a ratio of 52 to 48%. This year's election is entering a critical phase, with just over 40 days left until Election Day. Analysts note that while nationwide polls in the U.S. provide many important indicators, the number of electoral votes is the decisive factor for the chances of victory for either Trump or Harris. Several key states play a crucial role in this race, such as Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Wisconsin.
Israel has denied involvement in the series of deadly explosions of telecommunication devices in Lebanon that occurred on September 17 and 18.
Specifically, on September 22, Israeli President Isaac Herzog denied any involvement of Israeli in the explosions of messaging devices and walkie-talkies in Lebanon. President Herzog stated, "I completely reject any connection to this activity." This statement comes in the context of a report on September 20 by ABC News, citing U.S. intelligence sources, that Israel had participated in the production of explosive messaging devices throughout Lebanon and that Tel Aviv had spent at least 15 years preparing for it. According to Lebanon's Ministry of Health, the explosions of messaging devices and walkie-talkies on September 17 to 18 resulted in 45 deaths and over 3,000 injuries. The Lebanese government and the Hezbollah movement have accused Israel of carrying out the attack.
Due to the influence of cold air, heavy rain has been falling for the past 2 days in Nghệ An province, particularly in some districts where landslide and flooding have occurred, causing traffic congestion.
Continuous rain over many hours, combined with water from yesterday evening that has not yet receded, has led to increasingly deep flooding on the roads of Vin City this morning. Many roads have been paralyzed, and vehicles have stalled. For passenger transport vehicles from Vin City to other localities and vice versa, operations have been temporarily suspended since 9 a.m. today due to floodwaters reaching depths of 50 to 70 centimeters to ensure safety. As of late this morning, the recorded rainfall in Vin City and some surrounding areas has reached 150 millimeters. By this afternoon, although the heavy rain has stopped, many families' homes and residential areas still have not fully drained.
Coming up are some updated news.
On September 22, the Future Summit was solemnly opened at the United Nations headquarters in New York, USA. General Secretary and President Lam led a high-level delegation from Vietnam to attend the conference. In his speech at the first plenary session of the summit, General Secretary and President Lam stated that humanity stands before a historic opportunity to usher the world into a new era of better development, when everyone recognizes and acts together. He affirmed Vietnam's commitment to contribute positively and effectively to common efforts aimed at building a peaceful world that promotes equal development for the well-being and happiness of humanity. The Future Summit is an initiative proposed by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to promote discussion and cooperation in developing innovative solutions to address global challenges.
The Prime Minister has just signed a decision to issue the strategy for developing Vietnam's semiconductor industry through 2030, with a vision for 2050. Vietnam aims to develop its semiconductor industry in a three-phase roadmap. Phase 1, 2024 to 2030, the semiconductor industry is expected to achieve a revenue scale of over 25 billion United States dollars per year, while the electronics industry is projected to exceed 225 billion United States dollars per year. Phase 2, 2030 to 2040, the semiconductor industry is targeted to reach over 50 billion United States dollars per year, with the electronics industry exceeding 485 billion United States dollars per year. Phase 3, 2040 to 2050, Vietnam aims to become one of the leading countries in the world in the semiconductor and electronics industries, with semiconductor revenue exceeding 100 billion United States dollars per year and electronics revenue surpassing 1.045 trillion United States dollars per year.
According to the State Bank of Vietnam, 32 out of 40 banks have registered new credit packages as directed by the Prime Minister, with a total amount of up to 405 trillion Vietnamese dongs. Interest rates have been reduced by 0.5 to 2% to support businesses and individuals affected by Typhoon number 3. In addition to the general interest rate reduction of 0.5 to 2% per year for both existing and new customers, it is noteworthy that some banks have significantly reduced interest payments by 50 to 100% for customers from now until the end of 2024.
As the economy improves, people are increasingly focused on health supplementation. This has led to the growth of deer farming for velvet antler in Nghệ An. In Thái Hòa Town, Mr. Hồ Sĩ Điều is a pioneer in introducing deer to Nghĩa Tiến commune, bringing significant economic benefit to his family.
Mr. Dieu tried many types of livestock and poultry farming but found low profits and difficult sales. In 2012, he started researching deer farming. After a short time, he discovered that deer are resilient, rarely get sick, and adapt well to the climate in western Nghệ An. He initially raised a small number of deer but then decided to expand into a large farm. Deer are wild animals, so it's important to be patient and tame them. Currently, Mr. Dieu's farm has 25 deer for velvet antler production and 12 breeding deer. The season for harvesting antlers runs from December to April, with each deer yielding an average of 3 to 4 kilograms. At today's market price of 7 to 8 million Vietnamese dongs per kilogram, this brings in hundreds of millions of VND for his family. Additionally, he sells 12 breeding deer each year at a price of 12 to 15 million Vietnamese dongs each. Mr. Dieu's deer farming model is very effective, and the commune plans to expand it as part of the OCOP product chain. Recognizing the economic benefits of Mr. Dieu's deer farming, many farmers in Nha Trang have visited his farm to buy breeding stock and learn from his experience. With high market demand, deer farming for velvet antlers is a promising economic model, creating opportunities for wealth in Thái Hòa Town.
That is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching and see you next time.